Hello everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel where you are going to master cloud and FinOps. Please hit the bell icon and subscribe the channel so you will get the notification about my upcoming videos. So till the times, all the videos which I uploaded that provide the moreover the practitioner view. But from this video onwards, we will talk about the engineering view of FinOps. So how engineer sees the FinOps, what are the different constraint or limitation for an engineer with respect to FinOps. So as and when any architect design any solution or engineer operate that particular solution, the key components was security, resiliency, business requirement, and capacity. But now when organizations are more focusing toward the the FinOps is also one of the integral part of the complete solution because without FinOps, it is very difficult to design and sustain the solution which will able to fulfill the organizational business objective. So as we already know that cost is equally proportional to time and uses and then rate. So any solution which engineer or administrator or architects altogether designing and operating, they should consider the reducing the uses as well as reducing the rates. Then only ultimately that complete solution will be cost effective. So now as soon as this solution will be designed and it is under the operation, one key challenge what an engineer face is always the cost of that solution will not be same. When I'm saying what does it mean is like for a particular month, the cost of the particular solution is on a higher side. For another month, it may be on a lower side. Do you think this is valid state? Based on my experience, yes. I see for a couple of months, the cost of the same setup is on a higher side. For few of the month, it is on a lower side. How? So nowadays, in the terms of FinOps, month is not a month. This is the common statement we hear from the different stakeholder, and how it works in a actual operation. I will tell you. So, for example, if you save or some cost via any initiative which you executed on, let's say, on a particular day of month, then for that month you will not able to get that cost benefit. You will get the benefit only for the few days or remaining days of the month. So cost saving and cost avoidance, these are the two terms. So for a particular month you saved certain cost, for a next month maybe your saving will be more, then ultimately your cost will be less. Similarly, if you are in the month of March where 31 days are there, your cost will be for 31 days. But in the month of April, your cost will be for only 30 days. So now finance team will not agree with the engineers that because there are less number of days in the month, you having a less consumption. That's why your cost was less, right? So always there will be a fraction. And this is where the FinOps team or architect need to factor the number of days, actual days in a month or in a particular duration while giving the forecast. So it is not that straightforward that for a 1 month, if I received the cost of maybe 10,000 US dollar, then for an entire year, it is just 10,000 multiplied by 12. It will be less or it will be more. We need to calculate it based on the actual number of days where the cloud reserves is going to run in the system, right? So in this way, this is one aspect of complete engineering view which any engineer or cloud architect need to consider while designing the solution so that it will align to the FinOps practices and ultimately it will able to reduce the friction between the different personas. So sometime we heard the common term called deep packet syndrome. So this is nothing but the scenario where organization is not setting any expectation to the cloud engineer or cloud architect while designing the solution for the cloud spending. So engineers are encouraged to build anything to fulfill the business need without worrying the cost. So ultimately, nobody is taking care about the cost and they are designing the solution. And this scenario is called deep packet syndrome. Now, what will happen after designing this solution? Cost will go on a higher side. Then organization will come retrospectively and they will push the FinOps team to reduce the overall cost. So ultimately, initially there were no limits and no guidance were provided, no constraints were there. Solution was built and in operation. Now, just to reduce the cost, we are redesigning the overall architecture. So now cost of redesigning even will be more. And we should usually avoid the deep packet syndrome scenario. How we will do it? Via setting up the constraint. So sometimes constraints are seen as a barrier for the innovation, but it is actually not. When we define the constraints or limits, we are ultimately encouraging the teams or engineering teams to design something within the boundaries, right? So in this way, we need to understand that deep packet syndrome will create the issue for our organization at the later stage where they will put investment to redesign the solutions to ensure that the solution is under the limit or under budget. And any organization, if they want to avoid this particular scenario, they can enforce the constraint to the stakeholders of FinOps team as well as the operation team to design something whatever is under the budget. So ultimately, constraint is the key to balance the deep packet syndrome. And we need to identify these constraints early in a stage so that we can reduce the waste, we can reduce or eliminate the scenarios of redesigning or re-engineering. So if we stay within the budget or we want to stay within the budget, we can define the constraint at the beginning level that, okay, we should not use these resources, we should not use these regions. So ultimately, these are again in line to the FinOps resource optimization or rate optimization. But what we are doing differently is we are implementing these constraints early in a stage. So that is all I wanted to talk about via this video. There is much more to discuss, but I will upload the different videos on those topics so you will able to digest easily. So I hope via this video you understood that what are the key concepts engineer has to consider while working in a FinOps team and how we can help overall ecosystem to avoid the deep packet syndrome and how we can implement the constraint early in a stage so that organization will get the optimum benefit of FinOps. In case if you have any further question, feel free to put it in the comment section and do not forget to share and subscribe button so you will get the notification about my upcoming video. Till the time, stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead. Please take care.